यहाँ से भी जा रहा है।
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I am CA Megha Saxena, Secretary to Auditing and Assurance Standards Board of ICI. Today, we are going to have the webinar on the Digital Balance Confirmation Portal, in which the ICI is a knowledge partner and the NESL is the technology partner. This portal is conceptualized and developed by the IBA. And in this, I would also like to inform that we have launched the phase one with the Canara Bank in our WOFA event, which held on 1st of February 2025. So as of now, this portal is available in the digital mode of the bank confirmation, in which it is signed by the banks, and this certificate is designed by the ICI. So as of now, 4 banks are live on the portal: Canara Bank, Punjab National Bank, Bank of Maharashtra, and UCO Bank. So in case if you have any client to which you are auditing or you are generating any certificate, you can use the certificates available through the digital mode available on this portal. So we have expert with us from the PSB Alliance and the NSL who will explain all the features and the nitty-gritties of the portal today. Thank you very much. I would like to hand over now to the PSB team and the NSL team. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Megha. Thank you. I hope I'm audible to everybody there. My voice is clear to all of you all. Karan, you can just bring up the slides. So the way that we've structured today's meeting is twofold. One is we'll run you through a very short presentation, about 15-20 minutes, on what this entire portal is all about. And then we will take you through the deep dive into the entire functionalities of the portal. We'll actually demonstrate the portal, the working of the portal to the entire team. And we would be happy to take any questions at any point in time as you're going through either the presentation or the live demo of the portal. Yeah. So moving forward, my name is Eric. I basically represent PSB Alliance. We basically worked back with IBA and the Institute of Chartered Accountants to actually conceptualize this idea and this portal. So I will be running you through a very short presentation on what this portal is all about, and then taking you through directly into the portal itself. So for all of the benefit of everybody who doesn't know about PSB Alliance, so PSB Alliance is an umbrella entity of all 12 public sector banks, jointly created by all the public sector banks in equal proportion to basically undertake common IT and business processes. Our whole idea of being together for the public sector banks was to drive standardization, have a common mechanism of delivery, reduce the duplication of effort, and optimize on the economies of scale. I think these were the basic things. We also work as a center of excellence in many of the projects. For example, this entire digital balance confirmation project, where we actually came up with the idea of how this portal should be there. We got in an agency to actually develop that, and then tied back with NESL as a partner to actually deliver this entire product back to the auditing community as such. Right? Go down to the next slide. So currently, as we stand, PSB Alliance has undertaken about 8 very, very large projects. These are all common projects for all the public sector banks. And also we have all the private and other banks also who are onboarded in some of these projects. So we entirely run the complete Jan Samarth portal, which is nothing else but the entire PMO's credit linked government schemes out there. We do doorstep banking services for the entire public sector. That means delivering banking services to the doorstep of the customer. We've tied up with 3 fintechs, one for agricultural land monitoring, one basically for the supply chain finance, the inoperative account identification, which we are running a very large project with the public sector banks as well as with the Reserve Bank of India. One of our endeavors that we do is currently the digital balance confirmation, for which we are all here. And as we speak today in 2025-26, we'll be also undertaking different projects for the entire banking industry on ESG collections, consortium lending, and deepfake. So this is already projects which are already on the anvil of going live. Right? Let's go down to the next slide. So this project background was basically we were approached by IBM, that's the Indian Banks Association. ICA was already in discussion with IBA to see whether a common portal could be developed for the digital balance confirmations post what happened in the Satyam debacle, which happened. So as per the 505, audit confirmations are required to be obtained independently by the auditor, void of the corporate, which is there. So without the involvement of the corporate, what it basically means that this confirmation should be obtained directly from the source, right? So that was the requirement which ICAI had, and based on that requirement, we actually developed a complete end-to-end system for obtaining these balance confirmations in the format as required by ICAI directly from the source systems of the banks itself, which are digitally today signed by the banks. So there is no problem of non-repudiation, etc., that can happen there. Let's get down to the next slide, Karan. Let's get down to the next. So when we talk about this project and going forward as a part of the presentation, as also part of the demo with NESL will take you through, you'll hear these three nomenclatures very, very often. Right. So one is the entire balance confirmation portal or the entire balance confirmation process. Basically, there are three main stakeholders in that. One is the auditee, that is the company who's getting audited. So a corporate or anybody of that sort, that's basically auditee. The auditor is basically all of you all who've participated in the call today, somebody who's auditing that company. It can be either auditees or CAG, etc. These are all the auditors which are there. And then we have the information provider. Information provider is somebody who's actually generating and producing this balance confirmation certificate. For the first phase, we have banks currently, and then we will also get into depositories and SDL, etc., and all that as we move. Right? Let's go forward. I think all of you all were aware of the different issues which these entities were facing in the current manual process which are there. So one is that, these processes are completely manual, very, very time consuming, and still not, I would say, fraud prone proof, so these balance certificates are generated by the bank branches to the auditor has to actually request for a balance confirmation certificate. These branches actually print them on dot matrix printers, etc., then courier them back to the respective auditors. So one is this process is very manual effort, both at the auditor side as well as on the bank side. And third, it really still resolve the basic issue of repudiation and fraudulent practices being there. Can be produced, can be changed. So with these issues or pitfalls that were there in mind, we actually went ahead in developing the entire balance confirmation portal, which is there. So what is this balance confirmation portal all about? So it's a completely unified web-based portal, completely based on the consent management framework, because as we all know, as per the recent DPDP guidelines, there is a consent management framework that needs to be placed. So that's completely inbuilt into this. The balance certificates are based on a common ID. That's basically the PAN of the auditee, irrespective of whichever branch or bank account he holds there. So for a single bank, based on the PAN, every single account will be automatically pulled and generated into the certificate, which is there. It's completely API based, so it makes it very, very easy for us to connect to any kind of parties wherever there are integrations that are required. For example, we are connected to the ICAI system to verify whether the auditor is currently a live auditor within the ICAI system, or whether the auditor doesn't cease to exist, or whether there are any actions on the auditor. So we connect directly to multiple systems based on the API framework that is there. The entire payment mechanism is completely automated. Here, the auditor doesn't have to pay. It is the auditee or the client who makes the payment. Only once the client payments are successful is the certificate actually generated. The modes of payments have been facilitated. For example, bank account, internet banking, mobile banking, UPI, credit, debit cards, etc. Anything. They are all modes of payments that are today functional within the country are available. It maintains an accessive, audit log, who has requested, who has generated, when it was generated, etc. And we've also developed a system whereby any of the enforcement agencies, if there is any mischief that is done with balance certificate that is made, we can easily find out whether it's generated from the system or not. So we have a mechanism to actually do that also for the enforcement agencies. Right. Let's move to the next slide. These are the key application modules which is there. So basically 16, 17 modules which is there, right from, an entity registration to the consent management to user management frameworks to the entire API and balance confirmation integrations. We also have integrated with Razorpay, that's the payment gateway, which facilitates all the end-to-end payments. We have an inbuilt reconciliation mechanism which has been built. because the payments are split at the time of making the payments itself are split into different parts where NESL, PSB Alliance, bank charges, etc. are all bifurcated on the fly. So that reduces the entire reconciliation and manual effort for reconciliation. We have the entire auditor and auditee assignment, which every particular account is linked to an auditor. Any corporate is linked to an auditor and also linked to the particular bank. And then we have the entire verification of the certificates. That's what I really talked to you about, that if there is any mischief that is the certificate that was generated, we can actually validate the system whether the certificate is generated from the system or not. And last but not the least, we have the reports and the MIS and the dashboards which are there. So the basic flow of the system, you can move to the next slide. You can put on the full flow first. So as I mentioned to you, ladies and gentlemen, there are three basic parties which are there. One is the auditee, the person who's getting audited. That's basically the corporate. The information provider, currently we assume that that's the bank. It'll keep on changing as we move forward. And then we have the auditor. So basically what happens is that the entity actually registers itself on the system. It creates its users. That means any corporate, whether it be L&T, whether it be any company, they need to come onto the portal, they need to register themselves, they need to create the users. Users are nothing else but the people who will operate the portal on behalf of the company. We then have the bank who registers itself. A bank also creates its users. The people who will be providing that information, they also kind of create the system itself. And then finally, we have the auditor. That's the person who actually requests for the balance certificate and be the recipient of the balance certificate. So he also needs to come on the system and he needs to kind of authenticate himself and register himself on the system itself. Number two, what happens is that the corporate links the bank accounts which it needs to operate from. So a single company can have multiple bank accounts in multiple banks. So he will go and link to himself. That's basically, it's done by a click of a button. It's not a tedious task. Basically, it's done in two basic manners. One is the bank actually verifies whether the right person is seeking that information or not by the OSO. Today, all the banks have their customer information file in which they have the mandates of the people who are authorized to operate the particular account present there. So an OTP verification by email or by mobile OTP verifications are sent to them, and that's how they get authentic. Basically happens, the auditor gets assigned to the particular corporate. So basically it's like saying that L&T recognizes that XYZ company is this financial year. So everything is based on the financial year based concept. So if there is any change, then every year it needs to be reviewed and renewed. If there is no change, then you can proceed forward with the thing. But the message for the review and renewal will be coming, kind of every 6 months or every year. That's there. Then what happens is once the audit is assigned, he requests for the balance certificate, which is there in the prescribed format of the Institute of Chartered Accountants. This certificate is generated. This certificate takes care of all open, closed accounts, both from liabilities, assets, as well as off items, and also market transactions which are there. Once a request has been made, the auditee has to actually make the payment for the generation of the certificate. So when the request is made, a pro forma invoice is generated with the number of accounts, etc., that are all listed there. It will also show him the total taxable value of the particular invoice. Once he makes the payment through any mode through the payment gateway, a final invoice would be generated, a tax invoice would be generated and sent to him. Only once the entire of payment is completed will the auditor get an email for the balance confirmation certificate on his registered on the portal itself, where he'll need to log into the portal and then download that certificate or view that certificate from the portal itself. So it's not coming by any means of mobile banking or WhatsApp or anything. You need to log into the portal with the credentials, download that certificate, and that certificate. All these certificates might be password protected. So the passwords will also be shared from that perspective. Move forward. Karan, you can move to the next slide. So as I told you that the certificate, the sample, so it's not the erstwhile certificate where you just used to get the balance. It's a very, very exhaustive certificate format which has been designed by the institute. It takes care of all accounts, basically all your deposit accounts as well as all your asset accounts. It also takes care of all your LCs, BGs, etc. Takes care of irregularities that are there. and also takes care whether the current borrower is a regular borrower or is an NPA, etc. And also takes care of, last but not the least, all the forex transactions which are there, or the treasury transactions which are there on the account. This caters to both domestic currency as well as convertible currencies also into this account. It's been taken care of, right? So each bank will generate this balance confirmation certificate, which is digitally signed by the banks. So there is no question about non-repudiation, etc. That happens there. Move on to the next one. I think there are very stark benefits that is there. It completely removes the entire manual processing which is there, which is both beneficial for the auditor as well as for the banks. It actually stays to the core principle of what the standard of 505 was there, which is actually independence. It completely takes care of the independence. As per the DPDP regulations, it has the entire consent management framework actually built in. The certificates generated are hashtag which cannot be changed. So there is enough amount of traceability that is available. If any certificate is generated from the system and duplicated in any form, fashion, manner, it would save huge amount of cost and effort both for the auditor as well as for the auditee who's there. And last but not the least, it will help us to prevent and control frauds to a very large extent. And one last important thing, it's completely standardized. The formats are as per the prescribed formats of the institute. There is no third party generating the certificate, right? It's the bank's own information. Since we are a company completely owned by the banks, for the banks, this data is being given to us and through NESL for the limited use of auditing purposes itself. So this is what I had to present to you in a very brief before you go ahead with the platform, so that you're very clear about how this platform is based, what are the key components of this platform. And now I would request Chetan or anybody from the NESL team to kind of deep dive into the actual working of the platform itself. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Eric sir. This is Chetan here from NESL. I'll just share my screen. Is my screen is visible? Just confirm. Yeah. Okay. So in this slide, I'll just briefly touch about the workflow, and I made this workflow the way of presentation, how the this demonstration of this application will flow. So as Eric sir already explained, the detailed workflow, how the balance certificate request will come, or how the balance certificate can be accessed by the auditors. So, but in this, I'll just touch upon the key module where the auditor's role is there in this platform. So our portal name is www.digitalbalanceconfirmation.com, where you can go and register yourself. So there's a one-time registration. Then this one-time registration, auditor and auditee will do a one-time registration. And I'll try to go with this example. Assume that corporate ABC is coming and registering on this platform. So corporate will register and there will be a user. Minimum one user is required to get registered on this platform. Similarly, auditing firm will register, and within auditing firm, there will be auditors. So if any firm is having, say, 20 auditors or 20 partners, they will register on a capacity of auditor on this platform. This registration is a one-time. So like one auditor is managing, say, 25, 30, whatever number of auditees, their customers, they can fetch their certificate from single login only. So with that intention, registration is common on this platform. Second activity on this important activity required on this platform, that is by auditee. Auditee will log in and say, I am maintaining a banking relationship with so-and-so bank. So this ABC corporate, which register on this platform, next step, they will come and they will say, I am maintaining account with, say, State Bank of India, PNB, BOB, HDFC. They will declare that thing. If they are not declaring, auditor will not in a position to raise a request for that that bank. So that is a responsibility of an auditee to log in on this platform and do the bank linkage with each and every bank, whichever bank they are maintaining the account-based relationship. So they will do that thing. For that, there's a OTP-based verification process which they follow, and they will do the bank linkage. After this bank linkage, again, auditee will, next step, he will go and he will say, CA so-and-so of auditing firm XYZ is my auditor for the financial year 24-25 or 25-26. So that is called as the auditor assignment. Auditee will log in and give the auditor assignment for a particular auditing period. There could be multiple auditors also at the same for the same period for parallel auditing, or an auditing period can be for say 1 quarter, 2 quarter, 1 week, or 1 financial year. That's where the auditee will do testing. So these are two very important points. How you as an auditor will get access. First, you should be registered. Second, you should get the assignment from the auditee. So your auditee, your customer should give the assignment on this portal. And as an auditor, you will be able to raise a request only for those bank where the bank linkage is done by the auditee. So these are three steps. Everyone should be aware about that thing. Next step is auditor will log in and say, I want a balance certificate for a particular auditee and particular bank. So say for L&T, your auditor appointed for the L&T, you will say, my auditee is only L&T. You will see the list of bank where the linkage is established. So for L&T, you will see SBI, PNB, whatever name. You will select that bank and you will submit the request for balance certificate. A moment you will submit a balance certificate in a backend, a system will connect to the bank server, respective servers of that particular bank, and bank will confirm number of accounts, which we will send a message to the auditee that your auditor has raised a request for the this particular period balance certificate, and bank is saying say 25 accounts are there, and we will ask auditee to give the consent for that certificate and do the necessary payment. As Eric sir already explained that the system is integrated with the Razorpay. Through Razorpay, auditee will do a payment. So in this system, we are not collecting any charges from the auditor. Auditee will come, auditee will give the consent, and auditee will do the payment. For that, they will get the invoice and everything, tax invoice they will get on this platform itself. A moment payment is successful, our request will go to a bank to generate a balance certificate, and within a few minutes, certificate will come. Some cases, certificate may take a time, say 2 hours, 3 hours, based on number of accounts. But many banks we have seen that they are able to provide certificate within a few minutes. So this certificate will be available for auditor to download from this platform. Now this certificate will be in a common template, standard template, which is IB and ICAI discussed and prescribed to all the banks to generate in that thing, and it will be digitally signed by the bank. So it will be a non-repeatable. Means the beauty of digital signature is once that is signed, if any person will try to even put a dot or comma in that document, the signature will show as a cross. So you can create a track of that thing, whether this document is tampered or not tampered after the signature of the bank officers, so bank server. So that in that way the process will be there. So this is the entire process of our digital balance confirmation portal. Now what we are covering in this today's demonstration, we will show you the auditor registration, and then we will show you a bank linkage by auditee. We are not going to do auditee registration again because the registration process is common for auditor and auditee. We will explain you at the time of registration of the auditor. After the bank linkage, auditee will do the auditor assignment, and after the assignment, auditor will raise a balance certificate request, fourth step, and the fifth step, the auditee will give a consent and payment, and the last step, access of balance certificate by auditor. So I'm just unsharing. My colleague Arvindan and Yamini will take care, and they will show you the demonstration of the from the UAT server of the digitalbalanceconfirmation.com. Yes, Yamini. Arvindan, please share your screen. Arvindan? Just 1 minute. Just a minute. He's connected. Yeah, Arvindan joined. Arvindan, please share the screen.
Okay, Arvindan, let's start with the registration. Please click on register. So here in this screen, you can see we have the entity role, that is auditee and auditor. So we will proceed with the auditor registration. So click on auditor. Okay, so here these are the certain details that needs to be entered by the auditor. That is the entity PAN, the entity name as per the PAN card, the entity's date of incorporation. Now these three fields will be verified by NSDL. Now currently we have disabled it since it's UAT. Otherwise in production all these three fields will be validated by NSDL. So in this field, the firm registration number, even that, as you can see, your FRN is active. This is an ICAI verification API that is being used over here for this field. Click on OK. So we have a set of LOVs for the legal constitution. Okay. So the next stage for an entity registration is the entity's representative mobile number. So both the mobile number and email ID over here is being verified through OTP. So once the email ID and mobile number is OTP verified, we move on to adding the registered address details. So till now, what we did is we registered our entity details here. Now we move on to the user registration. So here again, we have the user PAN, the username, date of birth, and mobile number and email ID. Again, here our mobile number and user email ID will be OTP verified. So if you can see here, our MRN, once the auditor enters the MRN is also verified through the ICAI API. So here again, the details of the FR and MRN will be displayed. That is, the verification happens. Arvindan, click on OK. So here we click on the e-sign consent. Once the user clicks on accept, the user will be redirected to the eMudra website where the Aadhaar e-sign will happen. So we have given two options. One is Aadhaar e-sign and one is DSE token. So now here we are signing with the help of Aadhaar e-sign. So the user has to enter their Aadhaar number, and the Aadhaar registered mobile number will receive the OTP. Okay, so now this ends our registration process. So basically this registration process is similar for Audity as well, except for the ICAI API verification. The rest of the fields and everything remain the same for Audity registration as well.
Wait, Arvindan. Okay. So, guys, if you see that, like we did the e-sign while registering any user. So now, what is the purpose of e-signing? That while you will do a e-signing from Aadhaar or UIDAI, we will receive the name from the UIDAI, and that name will be checked against the username. So assume that if I'm mentioning my name is like Chetan Lulla, and from Aadhaar I'm getting my full name Chetan Naresh Lulla, then system will not allow you to go further. It will show the name mismatch from the e-sign. Similarly, if you are using a digital signature, that dongle based digital signature, that name we will receive from the signature, it will be match. That is a like a name check verification we are doing to just avoiding the person, like if someone is using my name to register on this platform, it should not happen. That is the purpose one. Second thing, there's a lot of terms and conditions was mentioned. If you see, there's a user terms and condition is there. So Arvind, just click on this user terms and condition. Arvindan, user TNC, yes. So while affixing Aadhaar e-sign, you are affixing a signature, executing this terms and conditions. So you will abide with all these terms and condition. This is a very comprehensive terms and condition PSBA has prepared, like covering all type of users on this platform, like on a capacity of auditor, what roles are your roles are there, what is your responsibilities towards this app portal. Similarly for banks, what is their roles and responsibility, and auditing. One more important point, as a auditing firm, when you will register, if you see, auditing firms also go for the audit. So by default, you are also auditee. So your firm is also auditee, and you can take a role as the additional as a auditing firm. And like company like L&T or Tata Motors, they will be only auditee. Similarly, example of banks. So banks also first they will register as a auditee only, like State Bank of India, Axis Bank, because their audit is also happening, right? So they will register first as a auditee, and their additional role will be an information provider. So this way, every entity on this platform is auditee by default. Additional role is either a bank, means information provider, or a auditing firm. So now we saw how the auditing firm is registered. So in a registration, you saw the one auditor is created. After login, you can create additional auditors also, multiple auditors. There's n number of users you can create, and even you can create a user as a auditee user for the firm. So I'm just using this one name example for the sake of example. Say ABC auditing firm registered, and CA Mr. A is registered as a auditor for that ABC auditing firm. Now Yamini is a accountant in this firm. So she might be she's from the finance and accounts team. She wants to play a role of like auditing user. So for when this company, this auditing firm ABC registered, Yamini will be a user where the user role will be auditing user, and where Chetan as a CA will be a auditor on this for this auditing firm. So this way, user role wise, you can differentiate what is the role of this user. So either you will be auditing user or you will be auditor on this platform. So with this, we'll go to the next step. Arvindan, just can you log in as a auditee in this platform? So see, there are two PANs we are collecting for the login. These two PANs are, one is a user PAN, other is the entity PAN. Okay. So Arvind, just hold on this thing. Let this info slide should be there. So now assume there's a one company. They are like maybe that company having a 2-3 subsidiary companies also. But maybe finance and accounts team is common. Accounts and finance team is shared for all the subsidiaries companies also. It is not mandatory that every company should have own their set of CFOs and all. So my PAN, user PAN may be a common, but my entity PAN will be different. So I will log in for my parent company, for my subsidiary company. If I am authorized to act on behalf of that company, I will have. So these two PAN combinations should be matched. Similarly, one chartered accountant, maybe he's a auditor appointed for, and he's working for the one of the auditing firm, and maybe he's taking some assignment as on a personal capacity for his own sole proprietary auditing firm. So similarly, that user PAN, the auditor PAN will be a common, but the entity PAN will be either auditing firm PAN or where he's working, where in which company he's working, or maybe his own sole proprietary auditing firm. So this combination is very much required, and system will collect the password which is known to you only. Just enter the password, Arvindan. Now see, there's a two-factor authentication is there. For every login, you have to do a mobile OTP login. So we are preventing that it should not be, your login should not be misused. So the person who is having this mobile number receive the OTP, and the knowledge means you have a, remember your password, you will be able to log in on this portal. Yes, verify OTP. So this is the dashboard. On landing, auditee will see this dashboard. Similar dashboard is available to the auditor user also. If you right side top corner, if you see, it is clearly mentioned on what capacity you have logged on this platform. This currently screen, what you are seeing, it is on a auditee capacity. So auditee has logged in, and this auditor, if you see, if I try to read this dashboard, so total 19 requests raised. Out of that, 13 are active and 6 are pending. Pending might be, we will show you what different reason it could be pending. So we will come to on that thing in detail. So this is the dashboard for the auditee. And top heading, if you see the dashboard, next side menu is the bank linkage. When the user will click on this bank linkage, just click on this, Arvindan. So now this is the auditee user is creating a bank linkage. Now this customer is already having a bank linkage for the active for the Canara Bank. So this linkage is from 4th August 25 to 28 August 25. Now this bank linkage can be maximum of 1 year. The reason behind that is today I am representing say Tata Motors. I got registered. I did a bank linkage, and how the bank is trusting me because I am maybe a authorized user in a bank CBS system also. I am authorized to act on deal with those accounts maintained with the ABC Bank. But maybe next year I'm not associated, or I left the company, or I may be terminated. So that's why we did this is the annual activity. So maximum bank linkage can be for 1 year. So Arvindan, just do a one bank linkage with one bank. Arvindan? Like Arvindan. I think he got stuck somewhere. Just a minute.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So just do a bank linkage. He's clicking on a new bank linkage. Arvind, just bit slow. There's a lag from your screen when you are acting that way. So he will select the list of the bank. So he will select the Canara Bank. There will be around whatever banks are onboarded on this platform. That list will be there. So he will select the particular bank where he wants to do a bank linkage. So select the any one bank. After selecting the Canara Bank, there's the option linkage type. So in a linkage type, we have given a two option, is a OTP based linkage or manual linkage, but it is a bank specific. Currently, Canara Bank is in a production is opted only for OTP based linkage. So you will have only one option, that OTP based linkage. On select of this OTP based linkage, there will be 4 fields. First 2 fields are from date to to date. So bank linkage will be from today 4th August to maximum 1 year. So it will be not allowed to for 5th August 2026. It will not allow. The system will not allow. It can be for 1 week. It can be for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, but not more than 1 year. So once assume that you are giving the assignment, you're doing a bank linkage for 1 year. After 1 year, system will show this bank linkage has expired, and your auditor for this auditee, this company auditor will not be in a position to raise request after that period, after that date. So this is an annual activity. User will get a properly email before the delinkage, before the expiry of the linkage. And then you will enter the bank registered mobile number and bank registered email ID. Now, why we are taking the bank registered mobile number email ID? Because bank need to create a bank has to establish the linkage between customer and the bank account. So you will enter the bank registered mobile number, bank registered email ID. On click of generate OTP, Canara Bank will send the OTP if the same number provided is the same as per the bank record. So here, if you see he has provided a number ending with the 0190. If the same number is as per the bank CBS system, Canara Bank will send the OTP or there will be a pop-up message. The provided mobile number is not as per the bank record. So then you have to enter the correct number, which is as per the bank record, where for using that you are operating a bank SMSs or mobile banking. So you will enter that thing. Just click on generate OTP, Arvind. Click on generate OTP, Arvind. So now on this process, OTP will receive from the Canara Bank. Here OTP is not coming from this portal. OTP is coming from the Canara Bank. And that will be valid for 5 minutes. Means in the 5 minutes you should enter. Just verify OTP, please. Yes, okay. So bank linkage request submitted successfully. Bank linkage is done. Click on OK, please. So now if you see there's a bank linkage activity. Earlier the first transaction he delink also. Assume some of the officer is your auditee, your L&T company or Tata Motors or whichever company you are representing, and you are registered as an auditee on this platform. You did the linkage for the one bank, and later on you want to remove the this linkage because the officer is leaving the company or there's a change in the company profile. So you can do a delinkage also. So that's why this deactive option is available and active option is available. Now bank linkage is done. The next activity is the auditor assignment. So see, auditor, this data is pertaining to the auditee company, whichever corporate you are doing audit, or corporate means partnership firm, trust. They are the owner of that data, and bank. Auditor will get data only if he or she is authorized by the auditee. So in this screen, auditor assignment, auditee is giving a authority or he's giving an assignment to the auditor that on behalf of auditee, they can raise a request on this platform for the balance certificate to the bank. So this is the process. So here the Arvind and my colleague will just log in and he will assign the auditor for the one particular period. Meeting. Just do the auditor assignment, please, Arvind. So in auditor assignment, auditor will see, just hold on this. Auditor will see here the list, select the entity. Here they will see all the firms, FRN, firm registration number in a bracket. So this is a UAT data. That's why you're seeing some garbage data. So example like PM Ruganian Company. In bracket, you will see the firm registration number. And this is again repeating, this is the UAT data. On select of the particular auditor, next column, auditing firm, next column, you will see the next drop down, you will see the auditor associated with that particular firm. Now select the auditor. So select the auditor. So Arvindan auditor is pertaining to auditing firm Ajay auditor in this example. So similarly, if any like a big firm is registering and there are 50 auditors, in a drop down you will see all the 50 auditors who will register on this platform. In case of auditors, in bracket we are showing the MRN, membership registration number. So that is a very important point, and even you can search based on the MRN number also. Yes. After that, you will give the assignment, auditor assignment for the what period he can raise a certificate. So see, he's selecting for 1st July 24 to 30th September auditing period. So on submission, we are again going to ICAI, and ICAI system is going to the ICAI database and checking whether the auditor is active as per the ICAI records or not. So that message is there. And here also we are giving a clear message that your appointed auditor so-and-so from the so-and-so auditing firm for this period is there. We have to just just read this wording properly. The second paragraph, your assigned auditor will be allowed to raise request for balance confirmation between this period only. Why I'm saying this period? Assume Mr. X, CA Mr. X, who is the auditor, appointed for the financial year 24-25. Now he can raise a request on this platform for the balance certificate falling under this period only. He cannot raise a balance certificate request for financial year 25-26. He will raise a request only for the financial year 24-25 where he got the assignment. So that validation is there in the system. Our system will give an appropriate message also wherever is required. Yes, click on OK and complete the auditor assignment, please. Yeah, so this is a check from the ICAI we are doing. So auditor assignment is done. Now, Arvind, I would request you to log in as the auditor, and as the auditor log in and try to raise a request for balance confirmation certificate for your customer. Your customer name is Canara Bank customer user. Okay. एक second. Now, my colleague is login as the auditor on this platform. So the login page is same. Again, it will be a login through OTP on this platform. So now this is the auditor, right side corner. If you see, this is the auditor login. Arvindan auditor is the auditor. Right side corner, top corner, it is showing is the auditor capacity. He has logged in. And here, if you see, the dashboard is talking from the auditor's point of view. How many auditee assignments are there? Arvindan, can you just click on this auditor assignment dashboard, the first menu? First menu. No, this one, dashboard menu. About the balance, yes. Acha. On click of order assignment, I think, no, I could see. So hey, total 11 assignments are there. Out of 11, 7 are active, 4 are revoked kind of thing. There's an option to revoke the assignment. So you can inactivate the assignment also. Similarly, if you go to the BC request, how many balance certificate you have raised, how many balance certificate is already available to download, how many it is pending for consent to the auditor, you will be able to see. No, there's a lag at my end. So whatever Arvindan is doing, it is coming very late to me. Yes. Yes. So 37 requests total Arvindan auditor has submitted. Out of that, 24 are active, means available to download, and 13 are pending for the auditee to give the consent. So this is the process available. Now auditor is going to the auditor assignment section. Just go to the menu. Oh, sorry. In auditor assignment, you will see all your assignment list. From where you got the assignment, who are the corporates who are given assignment, how many revoked the assignment from you. Revoke means here we are not talking about the revocation from someone has changed the auditor or something. Revoke means in future you will be not in a position to access the balance certificate new submission. Whatever certificate you already requested, you received, you downloaded as an auditor, you are the owner of that certificate. That certificate you will be able to access even after 4 years, 5 years down the line. But once it is revoked, you would be not in a position to raise a new request for that particular customer. So that is a revoke. Just come to the balance certificate request. So now these are list of balance certificate. If you see in a grid that user, okay, there's a auditee name. In the auditee name, user will select the list of user will see all the customers where he got the assignment. Now here there is one interesting point and need to be note to all the auditors. In a bracket, we are giving a period. I'll first give the example. Now assume that I am an auditor. I understand. Actually, I'm not a chartered accountant, so you are the better and expert in this auditing, doing auditing. But what I understand that auditing period is always limited for like 3 years or 5 years. After 3 years or 5 years or particular period, there's a change of auditor that is a required as per the rules and regulations prescribed by the either Corporate Act or ICA rules. I'm not aware about that thing. But as I'm told that after certain period, there's a mandatorily auditor change is required. So assume that L&T appointed me as an auditor for the financial year 21-22, again 22-23. But in 24-25, they changed the auditor. They appointed someone else. And after 3-4 years down the line, in 26-27, again I appointed as an auditor. So when I am appointed as an auditor, so same L&T company, I got the assignment 3 times. First financial year 24-25, 21-22, then 22-23, and then again 26-27. So in bracket, we are showing a auditor assignment period. So in the example here, see if the customer, Canara Bank customer, he's a auditee and he gave an assignment only from 1st July to 30th September 2024. Similarly, Canara Bank can be repeat for some other period. Okay. So now he's selecting that Canara Bank bank customer, and right side, if you will see, right side, you will see the list of banks where the linkage is there. Now, this is again an important point. In a list of banks, only those banks will be populated where linkage is active. Assume that Canara Bank linkage is already 1 year over, 1 year old, and it is expired. Then Canara Bank name will be not there in that thing. So it is a responsibility of auditee to add all their linkages in this platform, and linkages should be active. Okay, so say in ABC companies have been maintaining a bank account with the 7-10 different banks, but they did linkage only with the 2 banks. So auditor can see only list of 2 bank, not all the banks. So whenever you get any assignment and you are dealing with any corporate, you just ask them to link their all the banks on this platform. After this, user will select the date. Now this dates will be always a quarter start date and quarter end date. So if you see, we are given a from date, we are, just be on a drop down, Arvindan, from date drop down. Yeah, in a drop down, there are only 4 dates available: either 1st April, 1st July, 1st September, 1st October, and 1st December, because these are the quarter start date. And then you will next column you will select the next box, you will select the year, and again the 2 date will be always a quarter end date. So 30th June, 30th September, 31st December, and similarly 31st March. So if as an auditor I want balance certificate from the first quarter, I will select the 1st April financial year and year, and I will select the 30th June year. I want a certificate for second and third quarter, means 6 months, but second and third quarter. Then I will select the 1st July, and there I will select the 31st December. So this way you can generate the certificate. And if you want a certificate for entire financial year, you will simply select 1st April 24 to 31st March 25. So entire financial year it will be generated. So with this, you will select the date and you will submit. While doing submission, our system will check few validations. First, whether at this moment you are an active chartered accountant with the same MRN and FRN with the ICAI record. Because maybe assume that while I registered in the month of July, that time I was active. I am a chartered accountant. I am active as per ICAI record. I am working for ABC auditing firm. At the time of assignment, I was active. But when I'm raising a balance certificate, I may be suspended or I may be moved from this company, auditing firm. I join another firm. So in that way, that stake will be done. If everything is in order, then only your request will be submitted. Second, our system will check the date. The date should be within an auditing period only. If these 2 points are okay, then only system will allow you to go further and submit a request. Now submit a request. You will get the OTP from our platform only. The DBCP platform will give you a request. So if you see, our system is connecting to the server of the bank. It will take less than 1 minute to retrieve the value. What value we will get? We will get the value number of accounts and bank charges. So for this customer, for this period, 16 accounts are there and bank want to charge 50 rupees to this customer. So this data is we received from the bank. There's a no further details like account number, amount, balance. It is not yet received. We just received number of accounts for this period, and number of accounts is like as per the template, all the active accounts, all the closed accounts, mark to margin, facilities, all the liabilities, all these details are coming in the number of accounts. Just click on OK. Arindan? Yes. So every submission having a unique transaction number. This transaction number will be useful for checking the further details of this particular balance certificate. Just copy this, Arvindan. Click on OK. Now, if you see this transaction, the list of all the certificates are there. He did the right side, there's a search button option. He did the search on that transaction. This transaction status is pending, download not available. Just click on this magnifying glass, Arvindan. You will see the more details about like for which bank you raise a request, who raised a request, auditor, auditee name, period, what period, status, payment status is pending or what. All these details are captured and available to you, so you can track the record. So on the back end, what happened? Another email gone to auditee. So auditee here, auditee got a message that your auditor has raised a request for this period to Canara Bank. Now my colleague Arvindan will log in as an auditee and he will give the consent and will do the payment. So we will inform Canara Bank that payment is received. You may raise the certificate for that. So he's logging now as a auditee. He's logged in as an auditee to give the consent and do the payment. Request has been received.
So as soon as the auditor raises a request, the auditee will receive an email that a request has been raised by so-and-so auditor. So the auditee can log in and go to the BC request tab where he can view all the requests in the grid. So now as you can see, we have Canara Bank customer and so we also have a facility to check through the search tab where you can directly paste the transaction ID and you can directly see the record. So here in the auditee action column.
Yes. Just Arvind, first click on that magnifying glass, please. So here the auditee will see, okay, same details. He will see who is the requester, what is the purpose for this balance certificate, and all these details. The same grid he is also able to see. But here, if you see, just close this pop-up button, Arvind. Here he is saying the action button. What is the auditee action? Auditee here has to give a consent and pay, and in a grid also he is seeing number of accounts. So request date, bank, all these details he is seeing. He will click on a consent and pay button. So first system is taking a consent. Now we understand that DPDP Act is coming, that is the Data Protection Act is coming. Based on that, every transaction we have to collect the consent from the auditee. Remember, as I said, that data owner is auditee. If it is L&T company or Tata Motors, whose balance certificates you are pulling from this platform or submitting a request on this platform, data of L&T or whoever is auditee, that person or corporate data is coming. So they will, their user will log in and give the consent on this platform that yes, they are agreeing to collect this, generate this certificate and share with the auditor. So here the wordings are very much clear that by providing with this payment, I so-and-so user on behalf of so-and-so corporate confirm my consent to Canara Bank to generate balance confirmation certificate for the period of so-and-so. So whatever date period range you mentioned, that we are clearly displaying to the auditee user and share with my auditor. So when the auditor name is there from Ajay Auditor, I mean that's an auditing firm. So share with my auditor of that firm as required for the purpose of audit. This action is in accordance with the terms and conditions I agree upon registering on this portal. So we are back to referring that same terms and condition where the user affixed a digital signature and he agreed for terms and condition. We are referring over there that so I'm giving a consent and as per the in line with the terms and condition which I already accepted. By clicking accept, I acknowledge that the payment and my consents are legally binding and essential to facilitate the audit process. So he is giving a detailed consent. Based on this consent only, bank are going to generate a certificate and share on this platform. So if I compare vis-a-vis with like a physical process where auditee is giving you handing over you a letter, on their letterhead they are mentioning that Mr. So-and-so appointed my auditor for this financial year. Please generate a certificate and share with him on this address. So currently you are carrying that physical paper and submitting to a branch. Instead of that, this is an electronic consent he is giving, which we are sending to a bank and banks are storing. Yeah, click on accept, Arvindan. A moment he will give the consent, system will first show them a pro forma invoice. Remember I said that the payments and consent is given by the auditee. So here the PSBA is issuing invoice to the auditee saying that you're availing these services. The GST number is already captured. The auditee GST number is already captured. We will we will first show the pro forma invoice. In the pro forma invoice, we will mention what is the bank charges. So what is the bank charges? What is the initial? What is the PSBA charges? And what is the platform fee? So we will show all this, display all these charges in a pro forma invoice format, and we will ask the user to give the consent and do the payment. So click on payment and user can download this PDF file. So assume that some corporate, they want a pro forma invoice to initiate the payment. So user can download that also. Give the consent and do the payment, please. So this OTP is actually consent. Trail is maintained that using this OTP verification, consent was generated. The reason for using OTP consent, later on, user cannot say like, I never gave a consent. Why you generate a certificate for Canara Bank? Why you shared with my auditor? So he cannot deny that thing. So this is a Razor Pay button. There's options to do a payment through UPI, different cards, net banking, wallet. And if you're doing UPI less than 2000, then there will be no additional charges. But if you're using credit card or something, some additional charges Razor Pay may levy to the user. Yeah, just click on this and do the payment. So now payment is successful. So what is going to happen in a backend? There will be a two separate activity will happen. The first activity, system will generate the tax invoice and will display to the customer. Even customer can download that thing. And second, another we have an integration with the bank. A message will go to a bank that we have received the consent and payment. Please generate a certificate and make it available to download to auditor. So just click on close button. Now, if you refer the same transaction ID, this transaction ID status is paid, and there's an icon to download the invoice also. Just open the invoice, please. So earlier it was a pro forma invoice, not tax invoice, because amount is paid. Yeah, close it, please. Now, backend, we send a request to Canara Bank. Canara Bank will generate the certificate and provide. So, meanwhile, Arvind, can you please download as the auditor, and we'll wait for the Canara Bank to generate a certificate because they generate within normally 15 minutes. Meanwhile, we can show the certificate of the other bank also, like how the certificate will look like, whatever certificate earlier generated.
Wait, you do this.
Yeah. So now just show the first whatever the transactions you are doing, that transaction, same transaction, Canara Bank. Yeah. So this is status is still pending because bank will generate in a 15 minutes and give us. Meanwhile, can you just show the some other bank like HDFC or something? If possible, show the HDFC. HDFC audit. Just show the any HDFC certificate. Yes. Click on download button. Yes. And open this download document. It is coming with the bank on a bank's letterhead. Every bank is putting their own logo. If you see the address, the first section 2, the auditee, they are clearly mentioning this is to the auditee. Acha. This is to the auditee, HDFC auditee user. Acha. This is the auditee certificate. Arvindan, please go to the auditor certificate, please. So this is a two auditor, Arvindan auditor, auditing firm name and email ID and mobile number register on this platform. And subject line is details of balance confirmation 30th September, whatever company they use. And this will have the additional details. So section 1 is about the basic information of the entity that will be there. Just scroll fast and go to the signature part. So all the accounts and everything will be there. And if you see the right, left corner of at the end of the agreement, at the end of the certificate, there will be digital signature from the bank side. So once this the document is digitally signed, no one can, rather I'll use the word, if anyone will try to tamper this document, signature will show that programmatically we can confirm this document is tampered. So that is a sensitivity or can be maintained. Non-repeatable document can be generated through a digital signature. Yes. Just see whether the this Canara Bank document is received. Just go to the platform. No, still 15 minutes left. No? Okay. Meanwhile, I would like to show you the one of the best good feature of this application. There's a now assume that you downloaded some certificate from this platform. Today is the 4th August. You downloaded some certificate. Now, during maybe after 3-4 years down the line, some inquiries there by some enforcement agencies, some inquiries there, and someone is asking a question. The officials from the enforcement agencies asking question from where you got this document. Now, maybe you downloaded some document from this platform. But due to some like a issue or something, whatever documents you were having, that document is not a genuine. Means that document is tampered or maybe generated outside this digital balance confirmation portal. So we are given the option to verify the balance certificate, whatever you have. Can you just go to the dashboard and balance certificate menu, Arvindan, please? Balance certificate verification menu. So there's a one option called validate balance certificate. Now this is a very important and a very good feature of this platform, that whatever document you have, balance certificate you have, you can upload that balance certificate. If that certificate is generated through digital balance confirmation portal, this DBCP, our system will say yes, this certificate is generated through this process. Our system will not claim the content, whether content are right or not. But yes, these numbers, whatever numbers are mentioned, it was given by the bank. Certificate is genuine. If certificate is something generated outside the system, means someone manually prepared this kind of PDF file, lookalike of HDFC logo or any other logo, and trying to give you that this is a certificate came from the balance confirmation portal, our system will clearly say that this PDF is not generated through this platform. Arvindan, can you just display both the cases, one certificate, how it will look, and one some other document you upload, and show how it will look? So he is uploading now with one certificate. Uploading the certificate, system will clearly say the provided balance certificate is valid as per the portal records. Kindly note the certificate was generated on which end date. So it is showing upfront. Now try to just create a one PDF file outside, one blank PDF file or whatever, and try to upload that PDF file. So now he is uploading a tax invoice. We are not storing a tax invoice details back in a backend. So here we are just taking a balance certificate. He is uploading a one tax invoice file. On click of next button, the provided balance certificate is not okay. Arvind, we have to revert. We have to say the provided document is not valid as per the portal. Upon verification, no records were corresponding to this certificate was found. So we have to just revert on that thing. But yes, my system is clearly saying that this is not an authenticate document generated through this portal. But if document was generated through this portal, system will show a green tick that this is a valid document generated through this platform. So if anyone is giving a certificate claiming that this certificate was generated through digital balance confirmation portal, and if you have any doubt, you can come on this portal, log in and validate that document. From wherever mode you receive the document, you can upload the same PDF file, and system will say whether it was generated to this digital balance confirmation portal or not. It will be there. Click on OK. Just go back and see whether Canara Bank certificate is ready or not. Because generally they take a 15-20 minutes and they publish. Yes, now this certificate is available. Click on download button. Open the file, please. So this is like on Canara Bank letterhead. It is to the first section. If you read, to auditor Arvindan auditor, representative of so and so company, email ID, mobile number, certificate purpose, everything is mentioned. Scroll down quickly at the bottom. So all the accounts, everything will be mentioned, and it will be digitally signed by the Canara Bank BSCA department on so and so date. So if you see now 1633, they generated certificate at 1627, 54 means 28 we can say, and submitted to our platform. So you can see the date and time in the signature. Now we are at I think 1633 in my laptop. The certificate was generated on 1627:54. So maybe around 3-4 minutes back only. So that is a process the server will generate and push to our platform, which will come and store. So this is the actual live UAT transaction we did, where all the activity was to and fro from the bank servers only. Yes. Karan, do you want to cover anything else on this? Because we have a few time.
No, I think there were some questions that have come up. Vivek, can you share the questions in the chat so
Yes,
that
yes.
it can be answered?
Thank you, Chetan. Hello.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, you're audible. Tell me.
Thank you, Chetan, for such a nice demo for the portal. And in today's session, we have joined by more than 1,000 members. Okay. So
great.
we have also received some questions from the members. So now I read the questions and also put the questions on chat box for your reference.
Yes.
So first question is related to security features of this portal. So can you elaborate about the security features of the portal?
Okay. So, sir, this portal is developed and maintained by the NESL. NESL is the full name is National E-Governance Services Limited. So we are regulated entity. We are regulated by the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, and we follow all the prescribed technical standards by our regulator, which are subject to audit by them. We are studying on that thing. Our major like a main bread and butter or profile of NESL is we are information utility, where all financial creditors are mandated to upload the debt information in our platform. All insolvency professionals are also accessing our data also. So we are already created a secure database repository in India where all the loans data is already maintained. On a similar line only, same data center and everything, this portal is also developed and stored. So we are applying all the necessary logins, like from IP whitelisting, encryption, digitally signature by the bank. So software is maintained that way secure. Data at a rest also, data in a transaction also, everything is encrypted, securely maintained.
Okay. So next question is related to the registration of the auditor. Whether the partner of a firm is allowed to register separately in addition to the firm.
So what will happen at the time of first registration? So I'll go with the example. Assume ABC firm is there, and there are 3 partners, A, B, and C. So when either of the A, B, or C first time will come on this platform and will register the ABC firm, the rest of the 2 partners will be added by the whoever is registered first. So minimum 1 auditor will register, and then he can log in and he can add additional auditors to that ABC firm. Firm will be always single, one-time registration. Partners can be added, multiple partners can be added.
Okay. So next question is related to fee structure. So please clarify the fee structure for the services. Will the charges will be based on the each confirmation letter, or will there is some lump sum charges per client?
Yeah, so charges over here is Karan will add on a charges part, but here the charges are based on number of accounts and bank wise. So assume your customer is maintaining a relation with the 3 banks, so 3 separate payments will be happen. 3 separate invoices will come to that your auditee, your customer, and fee wise it is a variable, means based on number of accounts given up to the maximum threshold. If accounts are more than 100, then there is a flat fee. Karan, you want to add on charges, please?
So, Vivek, this is there in the advisory which had come from IBA. If we have
Okay.
accounts which is from 1 to 25, then it is 40 rupees per account. It goes between 25 to 26 to 100, then it becomes 25 rupees per account in that PAN. And if we cross 100, then it is flat 2,500 plus
Okay.
the bank charges that will come in plus GST.
Thank you. Okay, so next question is, are deposit confirmation are also covered under this system or not?
Yes, sir. If you go through the template given by balance certificate template, which is prescribed by the ICA and IBA together, that is divided in 5 sections. I will quickly cover the 5 sections. Section 1 is about the more like a basic details, KYC details of the corporate. Second section is talking about all the accounts. When I say accounts means your FD, saving account, current account, bill of, all this information will come. Second section is talking about all the facilities. Facilities means all the loans, bank, fund-based, non-fund-based, bank guarantees, letter of credit, all that thing will come. Third section is about the irregular accounts. That details will also come. And then next section will talk about your mark to margin derivatives. That information will come. So your all deposits, all confirmation accounts details will cover in this platform, subject to data associated with the PAN of the customer. See, our entire journey in digital balance confirmation is based on the PAN of the customer. If your customer's PAN is linked, PAN is mentioned in a bank CBS system, whatever accounts, whichever geography of India account is maintained, bank will generate and provide you. So PAN is an important key field to identify the customer account, and they will provide you. Now, next question, I think, is there any proper encryption and option of two-factor authentication from data privacy? Yes, for every login, there's a two-factor authentication, which we already display, and encryption is maintained at the data rest as well as the data in exchange. So all these things are properly maintained. As I said, we are a regulated entity and we are maintaining the data. We are a repository of India. We are maintaining all over India's loan information. Almost India's all the corporate loans data is with us. So this encryption part is already implemented at our end, and we are subject to audit. So our regulators are already auditing this kind of data. Yes, Vivek, over to you.
So what if an auditor resign mid-year? How does the platform ensure that pending confirmation are reassigned smoothly?
So in this case, the responsibility lies with the auditee. If auditor resign mid-year, it's a responsibility of the auditee to revoke his access from our platform. As I already explained, the revoke means he will not, the auditor, whichever mid-year is resigned, he would be not in a position to raise a new request. But whatever old requests are there, he will be still in position to access that thing. And he can give the additional new assignment to the new auditor. So in that way, it's a responsibility of auditee to do the management of the auditor. Whichever auditor will continue, whichever auditor will be reassigned or resign from the in the assignment.
Okay, so can a company register both statutory auditor and internal auditor simultaneously? And how does the system differentiate their roles?
Okay, Vivek, just maybe I'm totally wrong on what is internal auditors' roles. Internal auditors, just confirm me that internal auditors means own employee, right? Corporate's own employee.
Yeah, it may be. It may be on or
Okay,
it may be.
Yes. Yeah. So our processes remain similar. if internal auditors are outsider, they will again appoint them subject to they should be as per the ICAI, they should be a member of the ICAI. But we have another option in our platform. So assume I am a L&T and my internal employee is also an internal auditor appointed. So my user, L&T user can log in and say, I want a balance certificate for this period. Entire journey will remain the same. Only the purpose of the certificate will be not for auditing, for own consumption. That will be, we will inform to bank that own user of L&T is raising a request, not an auditor is raising a request. Only purpose will be shown different. If auditor is raising a request, the purpose of certificate clearly display it is for auditing. If own internal auditor or own user is raising, then purpose will be clearly mentioned. It is for own consumption, not for auditing. Entire journey, certificate, template, everything remain the same.
Okay. So it is the last question. Will accrued interest on fixed deposit for a particular period be generated as a certificate? Accrued interest.
Vivek, then that is a question on template. Can you just see the template and answer on that thing?
Okay. No, it is covered in our template. In our certificate, it is covered.
हो गया बस. Yes.
Yes, it was the last question. Okay. So thank you, Chetan, and thank you, Karan, for such a nice demo of the portal. And
Yes.
I also thank you to all the participants who have joined today in today's session. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Vivek, just last point I want to add. At moment, we can see that transactions are yet to happen, but in our platform, already more than 50 auditing firms got registered. So I would request all auditing firms to come on this portal and get registered on this platform. So whenever your customers are registering, you can start accessing this platform smoothly. Thanks from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, team.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
हेलो हाँ अब ये बंद कर दीजिए मीटिंग